What's good, everybody? Want to welcome y'all to OG Suicide in the building. Today, I got my loved one, my co-host, Gina Views, in the building with me. Loved one, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I can't complain. I can't complain. Been seeing you around the office for, a long time. You know what I mean? And not even just at the office, but also just you being in the industry. And being a female in the industry, I know it's real tough.
Yes.
It's harder for a female to pave their way,
Yeah.
no matter what industry. So can you kind of like take me during some times of you starting out, like those frustration moments of you starting out, like, this is what you want, but it gets rough, it gets tough, it gets hectic. You want to just stop.
I literally probably experience discouragement like at least like once a month, maybe
Okay.
even more.
Okay.
But starting off, a couple of things that had discouraged me were one thing, my peers have always been supportive.
Okay.
So whether if it was rappers or like my friends and stuff, they were just always like, we got you, whatever it is that you need, we got you. You want us to come rap, we gonna pull up and come rap.
That's cool.
Nobody ever acted as though they were bigger than the program. A lot of people respected what I was doing, and they respected that I wasn't, doing the other things that,
Yeah, that you
feel
could
me?
have been
So
doing. Yes.
I have experienced maybe like bigger artists, not so much wanting to support the brand, but eventually I'm just an undeniable person, and they like just had no choice but to fuck with it.
Never give up.
But I would say early on, I don't think my immediate family believed in what I was doing,
No? Why you say that?
because when so growing up, so everybody in my family, the majority of the females, they all were in the medical field.
Oh, okay.
So whether if it was like there was nurses
Nursing or
doing
whatever.
dental,
Home
yeah.
care, in-home care, whatever it is.
They were
Okay.
all, so the steps that I was told to follow is you need to go be a CNA. After that, get your RN. I mean, get your
RN,
LVN,
yeah.
get your RN.
Okay.
And, or if, you don't want to do that, go to school to be a dental hygienist. Do something like that. Do something in dental.
And that's not what you
That's
wanted.
what we did. No, that's not what I wanted. So there was actually a teacher at my high school. He was like, what are you doing after high school? What are your plans? And I was like, oh, yeah, my parents want me to go and do, yada, yada, yada. And then he had told me, like, no disrespect, but you're not meant to be in no office. You're not meant to be working on nobody. And, like, that's not you.
Just how you
You're supposed to
carried
be-
yourself. He
yeah.
recognized that in you.
He said, you're supposed to be in entertainment. You have an entertaining voice. And for the first time, like, that was like me experiencing an adult tell me
Yes.
when I'm living in, a household with people who see that I'm going home and watching 106 in Park every day. They see that I'm arguing with my younger siblings over the TV.
So
Or
I got to watch this show.
yeah. They see this wall that I have in my room with all of these freaking rappers. They see me once a week making a new scrapbook with stuff from Vibe magazine, Word Up magazine, and stuff like that. So it's pretty evident that I'm into entertainment, but nobody was like, let's capitalize on that.
So did they tell you like, oh, this is not going to work for you? Like, I don't know why you doing that. It ain't going to work for you.
Yeah, I was literally told that there's nobody checking for the people who are interviewing the rappers. So why do you want to do that?
How did you feel? Like, did you flash out or?
No, I'm the type of person that if you tell me something is impossible,
You're going to go do it.
I'm a nigga rigger.
Ah!
If I can't figure it out,
You go.
like, I'm going to nigga rig it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you
yeah,
cannot
yeah,
tell
yeah.
me that I can't do anything.
Yeah.
So the moment that if somebody tells me something that, that's not going to work out, like, I'm not the type of person that's going to listen to that. My mind goes to, let me figure out another way. Plan B is just another way to make plan A work. Like,
It is.
I'm not going to allow somebody to tell me like, oh, it's impossible for you to do this, or that just doesn't make sense or whatever. If I fucking thought of it,
You're going to do that.
it can happen.
It's going to come to light. Yeah.
So I just didn't listen to it.
And then how do they look at it now as far as, I mean, seeing the success? Because it's real. What you're doing is real. It's been serious for a long time.
I didn't have any family members come to any of my events or support anything until this year.
Yeah?
So I started doing ciphers and stuff in 2014.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Up until that point, from what I know, nobody had watched a single thing that I did. It came to the point where so many people are seeing me and I have so much visibility now that people are reaching out to my family members like, ain't this Gina? Ain't this little Gina? You know, and now I heard you did da-da-da-da. Congrats. I heard you was on the red carpet at the BT Hip Hop Awards.
But why they didn't come out? Like, support starts first with immediate family. So, I mean, they never, like, you never question it? Like, man, why y'all don't come support me when I invite y'all?
I've always questioned it, but I have so much love and support from the family that I picked.
Okay.
As far as my friends.
Yes.
That I'm good. They here. That's all I need.
So you got over it.
They here, yeah. It's like what y'all used to do cheer Pop Warner. Nobody never came to my games. So it's just like I just didn't.
Why is that? Have you ever like question like why, or you never asked why?
We gotta work.
Huh? Oh,
we gotta work.
But had they ever told you we'll be there and didn't show up? Or they just completely never show?
It just was kind of like, not like I'm not gonna say like I just didn't exist, but it was just kind of like something that's just not talked about. Oh, I got a game this weekend. All right. You know, maybe like one person to come and it'll probably be like the same person. But for the most part, like from what I see, this type of shit only stands out to me because my friends have the most supportive family members.
They family there rooting in the stands, yelling. And
yes, like it's like a pack, like moving like militant.
Deep,
like
yeah. And you sitting there like, okay.
Like this is what support looks
like.
I got
one person in the stand, they got like 25.
So I mean, I just know now it's like not if I complain about that,
yes,
then it's like I'm making myself the victim. What I can do is just change that and
not depend on
forward. Yeah, fuck y'all.
Yeah,
like
that's crazy that it's like that though.
Yeah,
like
moving forward, my kids gonna have all the support. You know.
Yes.
So even like with guys that I date, I'll gravitate to people who have very, very much like family oriented. And like that's the type of shit that I like. So you look for that
in like the person that you date, you kind of go around them, see how family orientated they are.
Yeah.
Okay, how the family support them.
Yes.
Cause yeah, it damn sure won't look right. You know, both of y'all inviting family and nobody shows up, and it's like.
Yeah. Right. So like that's something like I really, really appreciate. I've had the same friends since I was 11 years old, so we are like tight. Like we are literally like when I think of my immediate family, or if anything happens to me, I think to call them.
They top of the list. They your emergency contacts.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. They're on my life insurance.
Oh, wow.
So, and I know in my mind, because I'm not on theirs, like I'm not their immediate person because they have family. But when I just see like all the support and stuff they have, like I just know it's supposed to be like that.
But what would you say caused that though? Like,
I think it's just years and years of it just not being practiced. I don't even think they know any better. I don't think that they know that.
So you have siblings too, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
But okay, what about when your siblings was doing different things? Were they getting that support?
So my family is very broken up.
Okay.
So on my mother's side, my mother has 5 children.
Uh-huh.
My oldest brother died before I was born.
Oh, wow.
Her second child is my big sister. She passed in 2014. My sister was in foster care for the majority of my life. My mom also has 2 twin boys. They were in foster care for their entire lives.
Oh, okay. I get it now, what you mean when you say it was your family was broken up.
Yeah. and then there's me. So I'm the baby of 5 on my mom's side.
Did you ever end up in foster care, or
Yes.
you did?
Yeah, I was born into the system.
Okay.
At some point, my grandmother came and got me.
Out the system?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then on my dad's side, there are 4 of us.
Okay.
So I'm his oldest.
Out of that 4, you're the oldest.
And my younger siblings, they all live with their mothers.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's a lot of us, but it's never been one moment where we were all in the same house.
No?
No.
How long were you in foster care? I know you say you
From
born
what
in the system, but
from what I know, I was in and out as a toddler. I don't remember it
oh wow.
at all. But from what I know, I was taken out of the hospital as a newborn into the system.
Did your mom, she did drugs?
Yes.
Okay.
So at some point, I came out, they had me, I went back. And it was just like a back and forth thing. I don't remember that at all. I don't remember any of that.
When do you remember when you was pretty much back with your mom? How old were you?
Yeah, I want to say when I was probably like 6, maybe like 7 years old.
Back with your mom?
There's a time where my mom, my dad, and my grandmother on my dad's side were all living under one roof. And we all lived with my grandmother. And then at some point, me and my mom, it's like very vague, but at some point, me and my mom moved with her mom. And then me and my mom moved again, and it was just me and her. And my sister was always in foster care. So she would come visit during the weekends. That was super short. It was probably like maybe 2 years. My dad came and got me from her.
Okay.
And
did your dad do drugs too, or just your mom?
Yes.
Okay.
My dad came and got me from her. I lived with him for a little bit. And then he went to jail, and then my grandmother raised me.
Oh, okay.
And I was with her for a while, and then I kind of just went between aunties' houses and
pillow to post everywhere. Okay, because I was in pretty much the same way. You know, I was abandoned. You know, when I was 18 months and was born a crack baby as well, and you know, placed in a foster home when I was took. And Miss Price ended up adopting me, which I'm glad she did, because for one, my mom, my biological mom, which I don't even like saying that, but she went back and got my brother out the system, but never came back and got me out the system. But I'm really glad, you know, because when I met them again, when I met them, I didn't really know none of this because Miss Price never told me until I was 13 years old. And they came to our house, and it was my 13th birthday. And my who I always would call my mother's Miss Price, Esley Price. And she introduced me to them, like, well, this is your mother. I'm like, wait, what do you mean this is my mother? Like, all I ever known was her as my mom, and she broke it down to me. And I used to have a social worker that used to come see me, but I never understood what the social worker was there for. Just ask me a bunch of questions and, you know, then go on about their business. And, you know, every month, you know, they would come, but Miss Price ended up adopting me. So I definitely get it. So, like, when your mom pretty much got you back, did she get you from your grandmother, or she had to go through the process of getting her life together, cleaning up, and showing them that she was capable of taking care of you again?
No. So I mean, I've kind of been lied to a lot through everything. So from what I know,
it do be a lot of lying going on.
I can't tell you if she's clean right now.
Wow.
So I don't know. But she's never taken care of me as after the time my dad came and got me. So I want to say I was probably like 8 or 9 years old when my dad came and got me that time. But I have no recollection of even being in the system because my grandmother continued to step in. So
and made sure you was good.
Yeah.
Like, nope, we're not doing that.
So I remember sitting down and having talks with social workers and things like that.
Because they would come to the house and ask you being took care of.
Exactly.
And all these different questions. Yeah.
So from what I know, I was well taken care of. I didn't struggle. I wasn't missing any meals or anything like that.
No,
I always
Granny
had
ain't
clothes.
finna let that happen.
I had all the Jordans, whatever game system came out, I always had it. But it's everything else that was fucked up, that was under the rug. So yeah, we making it look good.
Yeah.
The picture is perfect.
Yeah. But behind that picture, it's a
picture,
hole in the wall right there.
Exactly.
You can't even nail the picture up because the hole's too big.
Exactly.
Have you ever questioned her or talked to her, like asked her, like
my mom?
Yeah.
So I always like even right now, I think a piece of like me missing, like just being able to be like love other people.
Yes.
I think I've never had that. Well, I know she loves me, and I don't want to say that I just never had it from my mom, but
you know your mom love you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know that she dealt with so much growing up from, like I said, she lost a child.
And
she lost 2 children.
Yes.
Her father was beating her. She was molested by family members. She went through so much. She was one of those kids. She was at the top of her class. She was accepted into both USC and UCLA. She was able to just bounce and go, do whatever the fuck, she wanted to do. She dated a man that she found out had been wanted for rape and murder for over 20 girls across the United States.
And she was with this person?
She was married to him.
Oh, wow.
And you know what? I'm sorry. She was not married to him. She wasn't married to him. She did not know his real name.
Okay.
So she met him under an alias. So I have siblings whose last name is fake. Because she done met this person.
That's deep.
Under his alias.
Yes.
Because he's wanted across the fucking United States. He was on America's Most Wanted and everything.
That's deep.
There were girls by my grandmother's house who were coming up missing and being snatched in vans. And she's dating this man. So I know that she's going through so much.
Yes, mentally.
That she can't take care of no kids. And I think that I was blessed that she didn't take care of me because I could have.
You don't know how you could have ended up. You could have ended up like bad. So it's a good thing your grandmother stepped in.
Exactly. Now, I still went through some fucked up things, but it could have been worse. You know, like I probably wouldn't be where I am today. I probably would have. I probably would have went through the most. So I get that she wasn't able, based off of she was born into some fucked up shit too.
Yeah.
So I can't fault her, but I can fault her for being an adult and coming to some realization and having some sort of self-awareness to being like, I fucked up with my first kid. He's dead. My second daughter, my first daughter's in the system. My twins, they're in the system.
So at least
let me go get my baby girl.
At some point, let me try to figure it out.
Let me just figure it out. You know what happened to you was fucked up. You know you've been through the motions. Let me go get my baby.
Especially still having kids.
Yeah. I'm your youngest child. Come get me. So we've had like multiple conversations.
You asked her before?
No.
No? You don't even like dawn on it?
I don't want her to go. I feel like she's probably experienced so much self-guilt.
Okay.
That all I need to do at this point is just be there for her.
Okay. That's good.
And just support her. Because I know what she went through. And I feel like she knew that I had such a great grandmother that...
She knew you was good.
She good.
She didn't have to worry about you.
Yeah. She don't have... Look. I mean, not like, but like...
Do y'all have a relationship?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah, now we do.
Y'all hang out, talk?
Yeah.
All that?
We just haven't had that conversation.
Okay. Do you ever plan on having that conversation? Is it something that sits in the back of your mind, like you want to know? So where you can kind of like close that chapter?
I think that this story is so freaking crazy that it has to be put in a book. Like, the stuff that she went through, like, the shit that I went through is not even scratching the surface of what she did.
Understood.
Because all it was just a domino effect. Mm-hmm. Like, and I'm just ending the cycle. So I think that I need to learn like my family history and things that
that's what I'm
happened
saying.
and
It's
things that
things you
went
want to
on.
know. Yes.
But when those times come where I even try to like talk to her about it, she kind of just like
Shove
she
it
just
off.
say, I can't go into back to that mental space right now.
Wow.
So I just kind of leave it alone, but I get bits and pieces as, you know.
Here and there.
As- yeah,
and you
as
jotting
time
it
goes
down
on.
and you taking notes.
Yeah.
What about your siblings?
Um,
Do y'all talk? Y'all
I'm gonna just be honest with you.
be honest?
I don't want to fuck with my family.
No?
No.
Go ahead. It's good. I get it. I understand. It's good. It's good, loved one. I understand. I understand. Because my real mom, I never want to deal with, you know? I can remember a time when I got older, I wanted to have a relationship. Go ahead. It's fine, loved one. It's fine. It's fine, loved one. It's better to let it out than hold it in. It's good. It's good, loved one. It's good.
It's just been so, like right now where I am in my life, I'm at the most peaceful place I've ever been.
And you don't want that peace
I don't
disturbed.
even want to deal with it.
I understand that.
I just don't
There's
want to
nothing
deal
like
with
peace.
it.
There's nothing like peace. Protect it.
I've never, like, growing up, I just never been at peace.
Wow.
I
And
just
now
it's
you
just-
can say you're at peace. This is the most peace you've ever experienced.
I can go home. I can lock my fucking door. I can put my phone on Do Not Disturb.
Yes.
And, like, I just don't even have to deal with none of it. And
Just
it just
block
feels
it all
like
out.
it's just always something. And I had so many examples growing up of what not to be that it just trips me out how people can just be so stuck in a cycle
Yes.
that you have control to get out of. Like it's literally up to you to change your fucking story.
It really is.
And I knew that, like,
Break the cycle.
I don't want to be a victim of not a victim. I don't want to be a product of my environment. Like, if I'd had two smoker parents, like, that's why I always say on the show, like, I know a smoker when I see one.
Yeah, yeah.
I had
'Cause
two parents who were
said it.
addicts.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
I have family members who were alcoholics.
Yes.
I've lost people from.
Drugs, alcohol,
Yeah.
just
So it's like, if me growing up, like, when I just used to see shit happen, it's like, well, I don't want to be that. I don't want to fucking catch the bus. I don't want to be on government assistance. I want to have a fucking job. I want to make money. I want to be fly as fuck. I don't want to
Yes.
do what y'all doing. I don't want to be sleeping on nobody's couch.
yes.
I don't want to have all these 8 kids with 6 baby daddies. Like, I don't want to deal with that. And it's like, I don't think I'm better than anybody
No,
or
it's not
anything
about being
like
better.
that. But it's like, how the fuck can y'all see all of this shit happening to us and happening around us that you just don't want to get out of it? You can literally change your story.
you can.
That don't have to
You can
be.
rewrite your life.
That don't have to be your story.
It don't. And that's what I did, you know, like I said, when I got older and I tried to build a relationship with, I had a little brother, Lil Willie, that I tried to have a relationship with, and I can get it on how you don't want to be around him, you know, like I tried to go see my little brother, and I could remember Norma Jean talking to me in the middle of the street and telling me she loved me. Like, I love you. You just don't know. She's standing there crying like, you just don't know. I really love you. And my older brother, which I don't fuck with, standing there, you know, he's seeing her cry and, you know, he's getting upset. But I'm like, nigga, you need to be upset with her, you know, because they mad because my music, I tell my life story in my music, how I was abandoned, how life was fucked up, and thank God for Miss Price. And my brother tried to say, man, you shouldn't say stuff like that, man. You're telling lies. I'm like, nigga, wasn't we abandoned?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I said, well, didn't she come back and get you? Yeah. Well, where's the lie? I'm just over here to see Lil Willie. He has nothing to do with this. He's young. And I can remember, like I said, Norma Jean saying she loved. I'm like, you don't even know me. How you love me? You don't even know me. So you obviously can't love me. Like, what I like to do in life? What's my favorite foods? What's my favorite? You don't know shit about me. But you went back and got my brother out the system, but didn't push the issue, or because back then it was like you had to get your life together to get your kid out the system. It was like a test. Okay, we gonna hold you to this, and okay, we gonna come visit and see if you qualify now. Then like, okay, we gonna give you your child back. But she didn't go through them steps for me, which she could have did at the same time. But I thank God she didn't, because Miss Price, God put me in the best hands I could have ever been in. Because when I used to go see them, like you said, she still was a drug addict. I'm 22. I met her when I was 13. I'm 22. I was abandoned when I was 18 months. I was born a crack baby. Here I am, 22. You still a smoker. How much you love me. You don't even fucking know me. Then they tell me where my real father is, which I go to meet, which I had a little sister, Lynette. She had nothing to do with what went on. So I wanted to build a relationship with her. And my brother Frankie, who was in jail at the time, he's out, and we still have a relationship. He never had nothing to do with anything. And I met my father the first time I met him. I was 22 years old. And the first thing, he still was still doing drugs. And I mean, like just don't want to stop. Like, come on, my nigga, look how many years it's been. Like, crack can't be that good. Shit can't have that much flavor in it.
Something about it.
Yeah, something about it.
Something about it they fuck with.
Yeah, I don't know what they twisting it with, but yeah. So the first thing this dude is tell me is like, oh man, pull your pants up. Like, nigga, you don't even fucking know me. And at this time, I'm gang banging.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, I'll tip you up because you're a stranger to me. I don't even know you. I'm just here to see Lynette. And then I find out I got a brother, Frankie. Frankie had did like 19 years, but he's home now, and we stay in touch. So that's how I've always been. I'm gonna break the cycle.
Yeah.
I damn sure not finna do drugs. I've always feared doing drugs. I've never wanted to try that shit because I done seen people try it once and never was the same. It never came back, never bounced back. Life was over. So I've always been that one. I'm not into the try thing. So that's good. You breaking the cycle.
Yeah.
You protecting your peace. Not allowing it to be tampered with, mess with, and that's a good thing. So hold your grounds to that. That's definitely a good thing.
I was also raised on that women are just not allowed to be vulnerable. That you're not supposed to show any emotions. You need to walk in there and act like nothing happened.
Wow.
If you show any type of emotion, then there's a character flaw. You expressing yourself is a character flaw.
Why is that?
Suck it up.
Yeah, suck it up.
Just go in here and get it together. Wipe your face. Go in here and get it together. So
There's something tragic just happened, but
yeah.
You good? Go in there.
You'll be all right.
Go wash your face.
You'll be all right.
Tomorrow you won't even be thinking about it.
Yeah. And tomorrow I didn't think about it. And
wow.
Another incident can happen, and all right, get over it. Get over it. Like, and it's fucked up that we learn to just sweep things under the rug and just act like that everything is fine. And I just don't want to continue that.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that, because I know, especially, you being a woman, is definitely difficult. And I've always, like I said, I always seen you, here around the office and even, at the old office. And I don't know, it's just something like, it's just like a gift I've always had. I know what pain looked like because I've been through so much pain, man, like they, it's just recognizable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, no matter, I'm that person that smile but could be going through the most, and I've always seen that in you. And me landing this podcast is like I was able to actually sit down with you and go through that moment, to help you relieve some of that. Because it's like, I know it be times to where it's like you feel like, well, who do I talk to?
Yeah.
Who can I talk to that's gonna actually fucking relate? Yeah, we everybody talk, communicate, kick it, and shoot the shit, but who can actually really, really feel it? And I've seen that, and I was thinking the other day, and I was like, you know what? now would be a good time for me to sit down with Gina Views, man, and let her express them emotions. Because there's
Thank
nothing
you.
wrong with expressing emotions. Anybody say that you're being weak or anything, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, even me, who I am and what I do, there's days I shed tears, you know? I drove down here today feeling emotional with tears, you know, just looking back on my life and definitely missing Miss Price. Because around, you know, the holidays, like, I think about her heavy.
Yeah.
I miss her heavy. I have dreams about her, you know, and it just be a trip. Like, I let it out, you know? I just let it out. And then I'm good. You know, I'm coming down from down the hill, and I'm like, you know what? I listen to the music, and I just let it go.
Right.
You know, got here. Okay, I'm good. I'm ready. You know, it's time to grind because I know
Right.
she watching me and she's smiling.
Right.
I know she watching me and she's smiling. Like, it's my baby right there. And I'm going to always make her smile. So,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, there's nothing wrong with expressing yourself, loved one.
Yeah.
But can't express yourself to everybody. It's what I learned because people will get information from you just to go talk about you.
Yeah. I think that's just kind of too what just has scared me from even being expressive. There was a time where so I want to say so my sister passed in 2014, and then I had a friend that died shortly after her.
Wow.
And I started having dreams about them dying. My people, like my friends and my family members, dying before it actually happened. And this still happens to this day. Like I literally will have a dream
I
that
can
they
see
died,
it. Yes.
and they'll die.
Yes.
And it literally scared the hell out of me the third time that it happened. And I called my dad and told him, and it was like he was listening to me, listening to everything I'm saying, and then was like, well, that's your fault that you having them dreams.
What the?
You're inviting negative energy into what into your world. And I'm like, out of all the shit that your little girl just told you, you come back and say that that's my fault and yelled at me. And it was just like, it literally was the word. You know, you kind of think that you're opening up to somebody and it's like, this is my sense of security. And a nigga was just like, well, that's your fault. And you, and it's the person that's my superhero. This is the person, you're perfect to me.
And then you
There's
shut
somebody
down
who I
after
deem
that.
as literally invincible. And for you to tell me that is just like, okay, so if I can't come to you,
Yes.
I can't come to nobody.
Yes.
All to end up telling me like, well, I had them dreams too when I was your age.
Yeah.
And then when I told my mom about it, she's like, oh, I've had those dreams too when I was your age. So it's like, that could have been the moment that you as my dad was like, we could have bonded a little bit. We could have just talked
Could
about
have expressed that and talked to each other.
it.
Huh?
Yeah, but it was just more so like, oh, nah, don't come to me with that. That's how I felt. That's how I took it.
But do you think it scared him?
If he didn't work in the field that he works in,
Yes.
then I would give that him as an excuse.
No? So you don't think
But
like
he's a
when
s-
you told him that, you don't think it like woke thoughts up in him? Like, oh, wow. Like, no. Because I'm sure
yeah,
your grandmother, right? You said your grandmother, right? Used to have the same thing?
no, my mom.
Your mom. Okay. And I'm sure she have told him about it. And then here you are. And it's,
It probably did scare him, but he's a counselor.
oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
you know how to talk to people.
Yeah.
This is what you do for a living. So it was like it was probably like just multiple situations where it's like I'm being vulnerable and opening up to this person, and I'm just getting like, I shouldn't be getting the
You
short
didn't
end
get
of
the
the
answer
stick.
that you expected.
Yeah, like kind of talk to me about it, and
What about your mom? Did you tell her?
we've as of recently we've had like a lot of conversations about those type of instances. So I recently just moved,
Yes.
and one of the reasons that I moved was because I was followed home. the I was kind of lagging with the follow home situation because it was like, all right, it happened, whatever. The shit that made me get up and leave out that door was that I saw somebody standing on my balcony.
Yeah.
And to this day, I can't tell you if it was a ghost or a real person.
You got stalkers, huh?
Because the way that I even saw the shit come onto the balcony, I woke up and my body went into like these deep chills. And I looked on the balcony and I saw a figure standing there. I could not see a face. In my mind, ghosts not fucking real. Like they're not real. It just doesn't exist.
It's a spirit. You don't think ghosts? You don't think spirits exist?
Now I do.
Spirits exist.
But as I'm laying there in the bed,
okay. Oh, you not? That's the least. Of your
as
thoughts.
I'm laying in the bed, in my mind, it's a nigga on the balcony. Yeah,
and that nigga looking at
that
me.
That nigga looking at me, and he probably about to come in.
I'm sitting here with the chills right now.
Like so. I had at that apartment, I had 2 storage bins. Not storage bins, just 2 storage rooms on the balcony. So there's been times where those doors would be open when I get home. So in my mind, like, this is what I'm going back to as I'm laying in the bed looking at this figure, look at me.
You having flashbacks and shit.
Oh, they trying to steal something out of my thing. Let them take whatever they gonna take.
You can have that.
They can have it. And it just faded away. So I got up, I checked the door, and the sliding door was unlocked. I went to the one in the living room, and that one was locked. But there was literally like no sign of nobody on my balcony. The doors wasn't open. The door never opened. It just never happened. And I got those same, the chills that I have felt. In 2016, I was laying in my bed. I used to live with my best friend and her mom. And I was laying in the bed and I felt somebody literally come lay on top of me. And I'm laying on my stomach. I had a chill go through my body. And that's the same chill I felt the night with the balcony situation. And I got up. So on this day, we were setting up for my best friend's birthday dinner. She was having a dinner in the backyard. So I get up after that happened. I'm like, y'all play too much. Who came in here and just laid on top of me? And they all looking at me like, girl, shut the fuck up. Ain't nobody laying on top. What are you talking about?
What the fuck?
So I'm like, one of y'all just came in here and laid on top of me. They said, Gina, we trying to figure out. It was like a banner, like type of something they was trying to figure out. So they said, get out of here. We trying to figure this out. Like, what? Quit playing. What are you talking about? So that was the same chill that I felt then. So when I had the balcony situation, I called my mom. And she told me that, she said when she was pregnant with me, she used to always get those chills and she would see spirits.
See?
So.
Oh, wow.
She also said, what time did this happen? She said, something kept telling me to call you. And she was like, I know how mad you get, because they all know I put my phone on Do Not Disturb at a certain time.
For a reason.
She said, I know how mad you get when you wake up to miss calls in the middle of the night. You're going to think it's an emergency. So she was like, but I wanted to call you. So we just start talking about even the dreams that she would have when people would die and all that kind of stuff. And she said it was the same thing with her parents. They was just like, girl, shut up. You crazy. You ain't having no dreams, and just kind of just brush it off, So I was able to come to her and tell her about these experiences that I'm having. And she listened. But it's just not the same with.
You think it's a family member? What about one of your siblings?
It probably
watching over you.
It probably is. I've talked to people who do like readings.
Oh, okay.
And the girl. So this is when I worked at my when I was still working at the desk job, and they kept telling me like I forget her name, but they kept telling me like she wants to talk to you. She wants to talk to you because she was doing everybody readings. I'm like, girl, I don't fuck with palm readers and all of that. Like, tell that bitch stay away from me.
You didn't believe in it.
I don't fuck with none of that. I don't want to hear nothing about no spirits or anything. I don't want to deal with it. So they kept saying like Dominique, that was her name. Dominique, she wants to talk to you. So she was like, so she just walked up to me. She said, Gina, there's an older woman. No, she didn't say older woman. She said, there's a woman who was bothering me in my sleep last night, all night. To the point where she said she just stayed up for hours. She couldn't go to sleep because this woman kept telling her it was just something that she wanted to get me for her to tell me.
Yes.
And it would stop worrying. So when she comes to me and she tells me, so she grabs me and I said, girl, I'm about to go to a funeral.
Yes.
And she's like went into like shock, like, you about to go to a funeral? And I'm like, yeah, girl,
Yeah,
get the fuck out. Yeah, I'm going to a funeral. Like, I'm leaving work early. She was like, before you go to that funeral, I need to tell you something. So she's thinking I'm going to a funeral for this person that was trying to talk to her. So I'm end up telling her, like, no, it's my homeboy. And she was like, well, there was a woman. She was trying to tell me to let you know you need to stop worrying and, you know, all this stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, that was my sister. She said, no, it was an older woman. My grandmother had just died from cancer a few weeks before that. And then, so when she told me
Your
that,
grandmother
like,
that took care of you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was one of the things that she used to tell me, stop worrying. You worry too much. You know, stop worrying. So I kind of still was, when she had said it, I'm kind of still like, you know. And then she was like, you're blessed and you have angels that every time something is about to happen, something bad is about to happen, you miss.
Yes.
And it doesn't happen to you.
Yes.
So she was like, your angel who's always with you is a guy. And I'm still on some shit like, get the hell out of my face. Like, you are, you crazy. So I left out the office and I went to my phone. I had took a screenshot of a picture of my brother when he was a toddler. Uh-huh. And I took that screenshot probably 6 months before this date that I'm having this conversation with her. I went to my pictures and the picture of him was at the bottom, like I had just took the picture.
Wow. Yeah.
So it was like, that's what she was talking about. So from that point, I just kind of got off of the girl, fuck you. And, you know, obviously something is happening that you know about and God sent you to come, you know, talk to me.
I've definitely seen Miss Price before.
Wow.
You know, she passed in 92 and it'd be times like where I could really, really be going through it. And oh yeah. You know, I made a song about her too, called Phone Call to Heaven. You know, because during them times where she's somebody that I can always sit down with and tell her anything, right or wrong. Didn't matter what it was, you know, didn't matter. I could have just did something crazy and I could let her know and she would always pray over me. Yeah. You know, always pray over me. And it's been times, you know, like I've had many dreams about her too. And, you know, I would kind of wake up like feeling like, wow, like she was
right there.
Right there.
Yeah.
Right there. I could feel her. It's been times where I can feel her spirit. You know, I'll be sitting, and it's been times I've been sitting and shedding tears, and you know what I mean, I could feel her over me. And that was one thing she's always done is prayed over me. Yeah. And like I said, there's times where I feel that, and I know it's her. Oh yeah, spirits is real.
Yeah. Oh, I know now. I know now.
I didn't need a palm reader either to, you know, to realize that, but
that motherfucker got to come see me in person.
Yeah,
we come stand on the balcony.
You had a couple.
You
had a couple. You know,
yeah.
You know, your brother, your grandmother, like protecting you, watching over you, telling you don't worry.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I could tell sometimes you smile a lot, but I could tell sometimes it'd be something bothering you.
My mind is like I don't know if this is like a good or a bad thing, but it's just when I deal with stuff, I just literally have to just act like it just didn't happen. And I'm not mature enough right now to forgive anybody, but I'm mature enough to know my triggers. So like I go through days where I'm fucking depressed. Like I've attempted suicide 3 times. I've like literally just been like out of body. Like I don't even recognize myself by how angry I get. And I just literally just have to act like it just doesn't exist. And it just what I'm dealing with and the people who trigger me they're just not real. Okay.
Well, you do know for sure that definitely there's nothing that can go on in your life to ever make you want to take your life, though, right? You do understand that, though, right?
Sometimes there are days that I'm tired of existing.
Well, call me on them days. You got my number. You know, make sure you call me, because whatever it is, every storm. Miss Price always told me every storm shall pass.
Yeah.
You know, every storm is different. You know, some storms is rain.
Yeah.
You know, some storms is lightning and very cloudy and dark clouds. You know, then some storms is helling. It all depends on the storm, but every storm shall pass.
Right.
You know, definitely, like, hopefully you don't ever feel that way. But like I said, if you ever do, then, I mean, never hesitate. You know what I mean? To call me.
Today, I feel like my life is way too cracking to end it. So it's like,
that's what I'm saying.
The fuck, I'm a joint out here. Why would I kill myself?
So that's why, once again, I'll say there's nothing that can ever go on in your life to make you want to, you know, take your life. So.
But there were, like, around the time that my sister died.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like, whoa. Like, this is a person who I've known.
And you looked up to?
Yeah. Like, she's the reason why I'm in a nail shop every 2 weeks. She's the reason why I don't go without my hair being done. Like, that was like she was more of my mom than my mom as my, you know, my big sister. So when she died, it was just like, at this point, like, if I'm in a relationship and I get broken up with, or if there's a friend that I've fallen out with, there's nothing more serious to me or more hurtful than me losing my sister.
Understood.
It's like, I lost a whole fucking sibling. Like, I don't care about losing any other relationships or losing anything, like, you know, physical.
When you lost her,
it was just like,
it took a lot from you.
Yeah, that's the climax of the story to me.
Yes.
Is you know, is losing her. So when she died, like, I would just go into these like super deep, dark, like that. I just
no
couldn't,
point of return.
I didn't even like recognize myself, like, at how I'm such a. I'm not gonna just front and say I'm just always super happy. Like, I'm just such a happy person. But for the most part, like, I joke a lot.
Nobody is super happy.
I'm goofy. I joke a lot.
Yes.
You know, I'm bubbly. And when that happened, like, my happiness was snatched. And she was the funniest person I know. Like, we'd laugh at anything. So when that happened, it was just like, oh, so this is life. This is what life is. Like, anybody that you love at any moment can just go. In
any moment.
Yeah.
Split second.
Yeah, nobody bigger.
You know
than
what
that.
I like right now? You feel good.
Yes.
You feel good about yourself right now.
Thank you.
You feel relieved. Right? Not completely, but
no, it's like like, to be honest with you, and this is why I just ignore a lot of this stuff, and that's why I say I'm very aware of my triggers, because it's just certain people that I like talk to in my family, or I might get a text from. Okay. And it just sends me into this rage that I can't control. And
why you just don't tell them to, like, not reach out? Just be like, you know, I'm at a point in my life where I feel like we're just not meant to communicate.
Well, this person was somebody who I trusted with every inch of me. Okay. This is somebody who what they did to her, to my sister, it was like a domino effect of her dying. Okay. So they're not 100% responsible for killing her.
Understood.
But she was touched by this person at 14 years old. And they did it right in front of me.
Oh, wow.
So I'm the person who told my mom. I'm the person who told me at 4 years old, told them.
4 years old.
I saw what happened. Candace is not lying. It happened. This is also the person who I saw the entire family protect over a 14-year-old. And that essentially led me to when I was touched by 5 family members before the age of 8. So when it happened to me, I'm like, oh, well, the family forgave that person. So everybody acting like everything is cool. And what's so fucked up is that it was just normal to me. As like, oh, this is regular. This is what happens. And for every situation that the similar thing happened to me, I told at least one person, all right, but you got to just act like nothing happened. Or just be cool. Just act like, because I'm a fucking 8 years old. Just act like nothing happened. So it's like, well, y'all forgave him when it happened to her. And then I find out, and this is me last year. And this is why it's so fresh right now. Because I find out that the entire family had hid this person doing this to somebody else years ago, before I was born. And they also hid what the person did to my sister. And that's the reason why she became an alcoholic. Her being an alcoholic is what eventually led her to being killed.
Wow.
And it's just like, at what point was anybody like, I hear you, Candace. I know what happened to you is real. I know that this person did what they did to you. We got you. How the fuck can all these adults turn their back on a 14-year-old and make her the blame for it? Well, you shouldn't have been dressing like that. You shouldn't have had this on. You shouldn't have did this. So I would have fucking been an alcoholic too. Like my family don't believe me.
Yes.
This nigga can still come around. He can go to birthday parties. He can be here for Christmas. He had Thanksgiving dinner. Nobody. And then so it's like when it ended up happening to me, I still got to see these people. Family members.
So you still go around
friends
them?
Or family members? No.
Okay.
No. But people in the family are aware of certain situations that happen.
Okay.
And it's like nobody took action. Why nobody packed none of these niggas up? Like, why nobody get packed out? Why nobody get, nobody got stumped out and nobody did nothing. Like, fuck the police. Like, smoke one of these niggas. Mm-hmm. No, like nothing. That's crazy as hell to me. So that's why it's like now when I go through shit, it's like, oh girl, you gotta go in here and smile, act like nothing happened. You've been doing it your whole fucking life.
It's like a common thing to you know.
So that person doesn't even know that they're the reason for my own trauma because of what I saw you do to my big sister. So now I'm hiding all of this shit. I don't want to talk to you. It's like it's nothing to talk about. And like I said, I was there when it happened. And I don't know if they remember that I was right there. I don't know if how much they think that I, forgot. But,
have you ever mentioned it to them? Like, what? I don't want nothing to do with you because I was there when this happened. Stay away from me.
This person was, from what I remember, was forgiven by my mom. So I just unconsciously learned to do the same thing that she was doing. To me, it was just like this is too, this is after R. Kelly. Like, okay, so we still listen to R. Kelly. We know what happened. My family's still playing them and stuff. So what they did is not that bad. Like, this is me as a child. You feel me? And now that I'm an adult, I just would go back and be like, okay, this situation right here was suspect. This other situation right here was suspect. You might have, that was like just certain stuff that I'm just replaying back and just being like, so you motherfuckers knew what was going on and nobody just didn't, say anything. That person called me one day to tell me like about a TV show that was on Netflix, When They See Us. And was like, that's what happened to me. The police had lied on me and said that I did yada, yada, yada. And if I didn't agree to what they were saying that I did, then they was going to charge me for something else. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, I know about the situation that I was there for, but you just mentioned a year that I wasn't even born yet.
Prior to you being born.
Exactly. So I'm like, so if I was there for a certain situation and you talk about something before, oh, you do this. So when she told the family about everything that's happening, why didn't nobody do anything? It would have been like, if I accused you of stealing something a year ago and then the same shit happened again, oh, nigga, you stole that shit.
Still stealing, yeah.
So why wasn't nobody like, oh, hold on, we got to get Candace away from, this person. So I had brought it up like, hold on, some shit happened before? Like, all I know about is what everybody forgave you for. And they were just like, oh, that was a lie. That was a lie from the pits of hell. My sister's dead. So what does that even mean?
Yes.
What does the pits of hell mean? So I just can't. If you have believed that what you did didn't even happen, then how can I even forgive you? I forgave you for nothing. Because you saying that what happened, what I saw. Basically, you saying who you believe, me or your lying ass eyes. Yeah. Like, I know what I saw.
Yes.
I know what I seen at 4 years old because the memory is stuck in my head. So I just don't, I literally don't.
Do you ever have dreams about it?
No.
No? Okay.
No. I don't have any dreams about it, but I vividly remember it.
Vividly. Okay. Yeah. And it plays back.
Yeah. I 4 years old. That's the only memory that I have in that house. Is that. So
now you just block your way from everybody.
Yeah, it's like, what can I do? Like, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
Fucking cry? What am I, like, throw a tantrum? Like, what is it that she's not going to go to jail? She's already dead. Like, it's like, what can I do? The people who were around during that time, most of them have either died or they're just not, they're not close to the family. So it's like, who do we even really blame? You're the only person that I can blame, and you are the only person who can take accountability for it, and you're not. So fuck you. It's just nothing to, and then they like try to do this. When I did mention is, you need to talk to God about forgiveness. You need to do this, and you need to ask God to forgive you. You need to ask God to teach you forgiveness. And it's like, I have a big problem with religious people who feel like they can throw a scripture at you and we're just gonna ignore.
It's over.
Yeah, fuck that. Like, I mean, I believe in God and my faith is mandatory. High.
Yes.
But there's steps that we missing. I can't forgive you because you're not acknowledging what you did.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Wow. Keep your head up, loved one.
Thank you.
Stay focused. Stay grinding. Stay getting to it.
I will.
You got to. It's mandatory. I'm OG Suicide. Thank y'all for tapping in to OG Suicide in the building with my loved one, Gina Views. Peace. Make sure you subscribe to OG Suicide in the building YouTube channel. Also, make sure you go to OGSuicideInTheBuilding.com and get your merchandise. Appreciate y'all. Peace.